Hi, this is Miss Garner, and I hope you guys are all doing well. This week, in your packets that were sent out, actually today, I included some techniques in there for you to use if you are feeling a little bit anxious or stressed or worried. And the techniques that I shared with you are called grounding techniques. And these techniques are to help you calm down if you're feeling some of those emotions. Um, the sheet that I included looks like this, and it's on the back side of the special sheet, like all my guidance activities and information is in those packets. And grounding techniques basically are ways to help us put aside negative feelings and emotions that we might be feeling and bring us to the present. And grounding techniques help distract us from negative emotions that we might be feeling. And I thought it might be a good idea to share this with you this week because, we recently heard we are not going to be back at school for the rest of the year. And a lot of us are still, quarantined at home. And so we're feeling sad and nervous and anxious and stressed a little bit. Not everybody's feeling that way, but a number of those feelings are kind of coming up inside many of us as we deal with this. So I thought some grounding techniques would be a good thing to share with everybody this week. Now, in the packets, I shared 3 of my favorite grounding techniques, but there are a lot more out there. And so I wanted to cover a few more in this video with each of you. Now, I will say that grounding techniques can be used with young people, children, and adults. I do find, though, when you're working with younger people, that it's best to guide them through the techniques, somebody older than them or maybe an adult. Helping them guide them through the techniques usually works best. You can do these on your own though, but I think it really just depends on the age of the child and the individual student. So what I'm going to do is here in the background, you'll see some techniques, and I included actually 2 of these in the packet on Friday. But you'll see here, the very first one I'll focus on is noticing things that you see, that you hear, that you smell, can touch and taste. Grounding techniques bring you to the here and now, and they help keep your mind from racing to negative thoughts that aren't in the present, that are defeating. So when you're doing a grounding technique, one of the first things that is helpful, I think, is to sit, plant your feet firmly on the ground, and sit tall. And like with this first one, just look around and name 5 things that you can see around you that are here with you in the present. So as I sit here in my office, I can see a computer screen, a lamp, a pencil, a light, and I just notice the things that are with me here in the present. Then I would move on to 4 things that I can hear. I can hear the humming of a fish tank in the background. I hear birds chirping outside. I hear the air conditioning unit going. Then I would move down after I named 4 things that I could hear, 3 things that I could smell, and then 2 things I can touch, and then lastly 1 thing I can taste. And as you go through all of these things, that should help bring you to the here and now and calm you. There's a similar one to this one over here, you can see. And it's basically the same idea. You're just noticing different things. 5 colors that you see around you, 4 shapes, 3 soft things, 2 people that you see, 1 book that you see. Again, you're naming and you're noticing and you're being aware of things that are around you in the here and now and the present. So it distracts you from negative emotions and defeating feelings. One that I included in the packet is looking around you and naming off things that you see in your environment or that are around you that begin with each letter of the alphabet. Another grounding technique is this one here. It's called Be a Tree. And this one, basically, you're just going to put your feet firmly on the ground. You're going to sit straight, and you're going to envision yourself as a strong tree. Your feet are the roots grounded firmly into the ground. Your straight back is the strong trunk. And then your arms stretched out are the tree branches reaching out into the world. This one actually feels really good when you stretch your arms out and you sit nice and tall and your feet are firmly on the ground. The power hug is a nice grounding technique. Basically on this, you're going to take your left hand, tap your right shoulder, take your right hand, tap your left shoulder. You're going to squeeze and make an affirmative statement that I am present in this moment. So it's going to be tap, tap, squeeze, I am present in this moment. So basically give yourself a big hug. Oftentimes, we can find that having an object to distract us or focus our attention on is helpful. And you can see up here, there's a lot of different things out there. That's a bean bag. That's one of those little stretchy things that kind of go out. Slime, a squish ball, or Rubik's Cube, sometimes even just a pen, or even rolling it around. So if you hold an item, whatever it is, in your hand, and you focus your attention on this, and you feel the texture, and the sound maybe that it makes, maybe you can poke yourself gently with it, and it just reminds you of being in the here and now, as opposed to letting your thoughts get you drift away to other negative feelings or emotions. The I am here technique, basically it's putting your hand on the table firmly and just feeling the presence of the hard, maybe cold surface underneath your hand. And then you take a finger or even a pencil and you just trace around your hand. And then you can feel either your finger or the pencil or the pen going around your hand. And again, it brings you to the here and now and distracts you from your negative thoughts. Two more I want to go over real quick with you that I think are pretty helpful. This reorientation, just reminding yourself, sitting in the chair, feet firmly on the ground, of your name. I'm Kristen Garner. I'm in my house, in my office. Today is Friday. The season is spring. The weather outside is a little cool but sunny. I'm wearing jeans and I can see the sun is shining outside. So just reminding yourself of the present, what's currently around you, and not worrying about what could be. Bringing yourself to the present is the purpose of this reorientation. I also like stomp, stomp, blow, and I think this works well with younger kids in my experience. Basically, you stomp your left foot, you stomp your right foot. You can see I'm shaking the computer. And you exhale deeply. And basically, you're just getting that frustration and those negative emotions out when you exhale. So stomp, stomp, exhale. So these are all what we call grounding techniques. There's a lot of them out there. I find that some people like all of them. Some people find one or two that they really like and they use regularly. And some people might find this is not for them. And that is okay. It's just an idea or a suggestion. If you've got some negative emotions boiling up inside, or they have come out and you need to calm yourself down, a lot of times this will help get you to a better place. All right. So there's one other thing I want to talk to you guys about as well, in addition to the grounding techniques, and it's breathing. When someone first told me that you need to breathe a couple of times a day, I kind of laughed it off, and I was like, well, I do breathe. Otherwise I, wouldn't be here in front of you. But being conscious of your breathing and doing some deep breathing and just some focused breathing techniques a couple of times a day can really be beneficial. What happens is when we are worried or upset or grieving, a lot of times our breathing just gets off. Our body goes into what's called a flight or fight mode. And when that happens, our breathing oftentimes gets short and shallow because we're distressed, and that stresses us out and exhausts us even more. When we're in that flight or fight mode, our oxygen in our body is going out towards our extremities, our arms and our legs, because it's preparing our body to either run away from the danger or to fight against the danger. And when the oxygen is in our extremities, it's left our brain. We still have some up there, but it's not as concentrated up there, and so it causes us to not think as clearly as we would when we don't have as much oxygen to the brain. So breathing can help calm us, get more oxygen to our brain if we're really conscious about that, and we take some deep breaths and we do some real concentrated, focused breathing exercises. So the breathing technique that I want to share with you that I really like the most right now is the 5-finger breathing technique. Okay, if you are upset or anxious or worried or you're in a really bad state, this technique can help calm you pretty quickly or help you get to a calm place. So all you do is you take your 5 fingers and then you take your index finger here and you're going to go up. 1, 2, 1, 2, down. 1, 2, up. 1, 2, down. Now, you don't want to go quick, which is why I was counting up 2, down 2. But then you want to add the breathing to it. So when you go up, you're going to breathe in through your nose and then down. Breathe out through your mouth. Up. Breathe in through your nose. Down. Breathe out your mouth. Now, sometimes you might find just one way is helpful, but not enough. So you can also then go back. I find that this simple 5-finger breathing technique is really helpful in calming myself down. And also I've used it with kids at school, and it seemed to prove to be pretty beneficial. So just a couple of techniques I wanted to share with you, as some of us might be a little bit worried and anxious and have a lot of negative emotions boiling and bubbling up inside of us. Hopefully, the grounding techniques or the breathing techniques might work for you. If not, hey, we gave it a try. There's a lot of great resources online. I shared with you a kids yoga site, and they've got lots of wonderful suggestions on there with meditation and yoga and breathing. Maybe one of those things would work for you. But I do think that grounding and breathing exercises are worth a try. I've found them to be helpful in a number of situations. So hopefully it might work for you too. All right. You all take care, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe and enjoy your family time. We miss you.